Yeah, so by the end of the presentation, we will all be joyful. So we welcome you once again as Nigerian teachers community, and we are about to welcome Dr. Chioma Joy Okonkwo to lead us in today's conversation. She'll be focusing on EduSkills. It's a masterclass. In the next 2 hours or thereabout, we'll be hearing a lot of interesting things. Even when they look like things you have had before, they are going to be presented in new contexts that will enable you to make money in very uncommon ways. Dr. Okonkwo, if you're there, please can you join the conversation?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Peter. You've been so gracious. Wow. I don't know if I'm being heard. Just let me know in the comment section if I'm playing or I was having a bit of a network challenge, but I think it's resolved now.
I can hear you, and I think most other people on the platform will hear you. Yeah. So if you have any questions in the course of the conversation, please drop it in the chat box, and we'll compile your questions and ask Dr. Okonkwo to respond to them. So all you need to do is to ask your questions in terms of what's the expectation for today. If she raises any issue in the course of a conversation, how can those things be resolved? Just drop them in the chat box, and we'll help you to amplify them. Dr. Okonkwo, carry on.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Peter. You know, it's been a short while since I knew you. And I was saying, I made a post the other day on LinkedIn that there are people who come into your life and you know for a certain that your life just changes for the better. And sincerely speaking, this is not just to make you feel good. You're one of such people. In the short while, the meticulousness, the thoroughness with which you just guard over the community, it's highly commendable. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone who busy schedules to join today's masterclass. One thing I can assure you is that you've given me your time and I don't take it for granted. I will make sure that by the end of the course, you would know, you would have achieved something tangible. Okay, I'll just share my screen and we can roll from there. Okay, let me share my screen so we can begin. Okay. Now, about me. Now, I'm a wife, a mom. I'm a lecturer at the University of Port Harcourt, and I'm also a Microsoft Innovative Educator Trainer. That means I've been certified by Microsoft to do training, especially when it regards education, technology, and the like. Then I'm also a digital safety advocate. That is a topic that is very dear to me, seeing that people are safe online, internet etiquette, and the rest. Then I am also a coach, an academic coach. I'm very passionate about seeing completion of studies. When people begin to take their studies, their studies at the graduate level, at the undergraduate level, I love to see them complete, and I love to help them overcome academic-related challenges. And most importantly, I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm in the business of knowledge entrepreneurship, using what you know, your skills, and converting it to profit for yourself and for the ones you love. Now, in the course of this training session, we'll begin with first things, more like introductions. And after that, I'll show you how to identify your competencies, how to refine them, active versus passive online learning or earning opportunities. Then we'll look at where and how to search and apply for these opportunities. Then we'll also look at how to contact and follow up with recruiters, those who are in charge of soliciting, getting talents for those companies. Then your next line of action, because I believe all these things, covering them without putting action, without getting to action, it doesn't make so much sense. Okay, so now first things first. It's important that we have shared understanding about certain things. As a teacher, you are not ordinary. This is something I've encountered when I interact with some teachers. They're like, is it not just this job I'm doing? You are not ordinary. You are a teaching professional who is making meaningful contribution to the human capital development of the society. You are a knowledge entrepreneur. You are not just an ordinary educator or ordinary lecturer or whatever your job description. It has to sink in that you are not ordinary. And when you work with this consciousness, it will spur you to action because you know you carry something of value that the world needs. The world needs. Then the next one is this. Your worth is not tied to your current salary. Your worth is not tied to your current salary. I actually suffered from this. You know, when I started out, that was in 2014 as a graduate assistant. I was paid whatever I was paid. And I just took it that I was just doing my work, going about the job description, and that was all. I wasn't really so fulfilled. I was making impact teaching my subjects, but financially, it wasn't really reporting. So I don't know wherever you are on the salary spectrum, but just know that your worth as an educator, your worth as a person is not tied to what you're earning currently. Then this is the struggle. The truth is that what we earn, what teachers, what educators earn in Nigeria, it doesn't in any way reflect their contributions, the passion, the energy they put in to advance, to cause progress, to cause change, wherever they find themselves. It doesn't really relate. So this is the struggle. Imagine you're earning, your income now is a pie. And the struggle that many teachers are going through is that the pie isn't just enough. We've tried to cut it as small as we've done. I've been there, I've done that. The income comes in form of a salary. You try your most to save, to cut down on expenses, but with the rising cost of things, goods and services, the inflation rate, you know that this pie is not just enough. If yours is enough, you can let me know in the comment section. You can put in the comment section that yours is enough, and we just know, oh, you're doing very well for yourself. But I know I speak for the most teachers when I say that the pie isn't just enough. And now there's a gap. There's a gap between where you are and where you want to be. That is something that a lot of people struggle with. And even if you say, oh, a lot of teachers are very passionate about what they do, no doubt about it. But you will know that when the realities of life hits you, passion that doesn't convert into profit can become frustration. Because the bills don't respect that passion. If you have a family, they are not respecting the bills, the responsibilities, they're not respecting the passion. It's when it converts into something tangible in form of profits. Now you're talking. So I'll ask the question, is there a gap between your current reality and your desired reality? Is there a gap? You can also let me know in the comment section. Is there a gap? And if there is a gap, we'll see things that can cause the widening of the gap, okay? Now, let's look at what are those limitations that widen the gap between where you are presently and where you want to be. What are those limitations? In the first case, a faulty mindset or wrong mindset. Most of us still hold biases, beliefs, limitations about your capabilities, what you deserve, what you can do, your abilities. And I used to tell people this thing, that mindset is like a fuel. If I hold this masterclass, I give you all the tools, I give you all the methods, and the fuel is bad, that vehicle, the vehicle of your progress is not going anywhere. Because why? The fuel is faulty. So for some people, this is where they need to start the change now, that you have something of worth, that you are valuable. It sounds basic, but you'll be surprised how things will change when you begin to assume a right thinking about yourself. Then the next one is this lack of motivation. Some people, perchance they have the right mindset, but they lack the drive. They are not inspired to do anything. They don't feel like doing anything. No drive. no push, and it becomes a challenge. Then finally, we have this other limitation, ineffective methods. Let's say you have the right mindset. Yes, I can do this, I can do that, and you're gingered to do this. But if you're using the wrong methods, it will end in frustration, because these methods, because they are ineffective, they're not really giving you the desired result. And it can be so frustrating. You're putting in your best and nothing is working out. So we see these limitations that are widening the gap between where we are and where we want to be. The faulty mindset, the lack of motivation, and the ineffective methods. So it is building on this that we carefully curated the content that will make up this masterclass. And by the end of this masterclass, you'll be able to achieve certain things. First one is to identify your skill sets. You will know how to refine them. And leveraging on your skill set, you can now create a profile that will sell. Now you can now understand what kind of job opportunities are available to you. You're not limited to just that classroom teaching responsibility you have. So, and after that, you can now know there are a lot of scammers. You will know the scam. I will share with you the scam-free websites and companies that are actively recruiting online. I believe opportunities, there's enormous power in opportunity. Dr. Peter mentioned it when we started about career management. It's very important. Everyone needs to have a career manager. Then I'll let you know the way to relate and engage with them. And finally, very important for a lot of us, how to receive your payments, because after you've gotten the job, the transaction, you want to know how to receive the payments. Okay, so let's begin first with identifying your core competencies. I hope I'm not speaking to myself. I hope you can all hear me. Oh, someone is saying there's a huge gap. Very true. All right, you're flowing with me. Let's make progress. So the first competencies. So let's look at what are competencies in the first place. What are your competencies? So your competencies are those knowledge, skills, abilities, and behaviors that help you perform well, both at the personal level and a professional level. So it's a cocktail of your knowledge, your skills, abilities, and behaviors. And I will share with you several competencies that the educators have. And as I mentioned them, you just note them down. And if you see that this is an area you're not really strong in, the good thing about competencies is that they can be learned. They can be learned by virtue of training and experience. You can learn them. So now let's see examples of core competencies that most of us already have as educators. So the first one is interpersonal skills. By virtue of what you do, you get to work with different people. You get to work with the school administrators. You get to work with the students and your colleagues. So you have interpersonal skills. You have to know how to relate well with those around you. And the next one is presentation and public speaking. You know how to present things in a clear and concise manner that people can understand, just like I'm doing now. And by virtue, there's no teacher that is here that every day you do a form of presentation or public speaking or the other, one form of presentation or the other. You present before your students. Sometimes you may even have to present before the parents and different groups of people. So you have presentation and public speaking competency. Then the next is time management. As an educator, you have to know how to use your time, manage your time wisely. That means you can use time, you can plan your tasks, plan and prioritize tasks to achieve a particular purpose. So you know how to manage time. This is very important, time management, because time is the unit of life. And if you can't manage time, that means your life is wasting away. So this is a core competency that every teacher needs to have. And I'm sure some of you already have this competency. Then organizational skills. As a teacher, you're organizing different things. You get to plan, manage projects. Maybe there's an excursion. Maybe there's something. to be done in the school. You get to put this skill to work. See other skills, problem solving. Problem solving. You quickly think quick. You think quick to solve solution. When a situation arises, you begin to think on ways to solve it. And by virtue of the system we are in, it compels us to be problem solvers, because there's always one challenge or the other coming up. Maybe your school has this big presentation that day, there's power outage. You just have to think of something to salvage the day. That is problem solving at its best. Then we also have computer skills, basic video conferencing, digital tools to teach. Some of you have smart boards. We present information. Excuse me. Now, the next is leadership skills. You can lead others, inspire others to take action. You lead your students, you inspire your students, you motivate them to take action. There are times whereby you get to put these skills to work in that they are looking up to you. You're like a leader to them as an educator. Okay, so you get to use this competency. Then social and emotional intelligence. Every educator, anyone who is in the knowledge economy, you just have to have social and emotional intelligence. That means you can properly read and understand and manage emotions within yourself and also those of others. Okay, so that is equally important. Then writing skills. This competency is, it's like you get to write lesson plans, you get to write notes, and as an educator, anyone in the knowledge economy, you do a lot of writing. And by virtue of this job or this position you have, it gives you room to develop your writing skill. You can write things in a clear fashion. So written communication, good for the educator. So writing skill, very important. So far I've mentioned 9. Then teaching skill, this is quite obvious. We may overlook it. It's one thing for you to have knowledge, but it's another thing for you to be able to know how to disseminate it, how to give out this knowledge in a way, organize it and teach it in such give it out in such a way that someone can understand you. Don't trivialize that skill. It's a very vital skill in today's world. Information is coming in at a very fast rate, and those who know how to teach in this new knowledge economy, you have something precious. You have something precious, okay? So now the next one is analytical skills. You can find pattern in data. You can look at information and get interpretation. You can interpret information from random data around you, information, and interpret it. So you've got good analytical skills. Project management. It may sound like a big thing, but it's just being able to see that the task, you're able to use the company or the organization resources and organize it in such a way that you complete a particular task. That is project management. So from ideation to completion, that's project management. Research skills. Most times you've got to teach something and you've got to research to keep abreast of what is already happening in that field. You know how to go and extract information, okay? And this is a vital skill. Whatever you want to do now, you need to have research skills. If you're going to write a book, if you're going to design a course or any digital product, you need to exercise research skills. And as a teacher, guess what? You already have research skills, okay? Then the next, multitasking. How many of you on a normal day at work end up doing several things at once? Just let me know in the comment section. By virtue of what you do, you're thinking about this, you're thinking about that, and you're coordinating them all seamlessly, and you think it's nothing. It is a competency. It's known as multitasking. That means you can manage several related tasks and do them well. Okay. Now, the next one is adaptability and resilience. You see, in this country, we find ourselves,
Yes, for those of you who have just joined us, this is Nigerian Teachers. I'm Dr. Peter Udero, the leader of the community. Of course, as of today, we are about 420,000 members who teach in classrooms across all levels of education, right from kindergarten to university. And this evening, we have chosen to give you the privilege and opportunity to learn how to use what you already know and the skills you possess to be able to make money globally, because you have money that you should be earning in dollars and pounds and yen, but because you don't have the information as to where those problems are, you are not able to function at the level you should be functioning. So we invited Dr. Chioma Okonkwo to come and share with us what she has been working on for some years, researching into the techniques it takes to be able to earn money globally. So she'll be sharing, as she returns to the platform now, the links you can use and where those jobs are and how you can relate with those employers. And of course, before we finish, I will come in and give you some tips that will wrap it up and make sure that you get the best out of the skills that God has enabled you to acquire, and also use your knowledge to bless your family in very significant ways. If you have questions regarding what she has said so far, you can drop them, or the ones you have for us as Nigerian teachers, while she's making her way back to the platform. If you are not a member of Nigerian Teachers, it's very easy. You'll find the link now on the platform. If you click on it, it will take you straight to Nigerian Teachers. It's free for you to join. But if you want to upgrade to premium membership so that you can attend some of our events for free, and also to guarantee that when we have things that lift you up and your family up, you will be among the first set of people to hear. Even though we have a large number of people who belong to our community, it's not everything we share to everyone. The primary members who belong to a special WhatsApp group are the ones who hear almost everything that is very beneficial. So if you have colleagues in the office who are not yet members of Nigerian Teachers, encourage them to join, because we're sharing a lot there for free. If you have a problem in your classroom, if you come there and pose the questions, we'll provide you the answers. And all those answers are coming for free. And of course, we won the Facebook award for running an outstanding community last year. And that has empowered us to develop very important partnerships across the world. We are working with the university in Finland to come and help teachers in Nigeria learn how to teach in a modern sense, and so that they stop worrying about there's so much time they put into crafting, what we call lesson plan and lesson notes. We waste so much time without producing the kind of results we deserve. And so our colleagues in Finland are interacting with us. I'll be with them in a few weeks, and from there, we'll also be going to the UK to work with our partners who certify teachers in the UK. And what we're doing is trying to bring this international network to work for you, so that you get the certifications you need and the skills you need. And now we're also ensuring that after you have acquired all the skills, you are also able to get into places where people have problems that they can pay you money for. Wherever they are, you're able to go and join them and have conversations, bargain, negotiate, and agree on how much you should be paid. I'm particularly interested in people earning money in dollars now, because the Naira, for those of you who joined us from Nigeria, is very weak now, and it's getting weaker. And anybody who knows elementary economics, we know that it's not going to get better soon. Okay, Dr. Okonkwo, you're back here. So you carry on from where you stopped.
Yeah. Yes, I really apologize for the break. So let me quickly share my screen. We can just continue from where I stopped. Okay, see what I'm talking about? Resilience. I could be in a country where there's no power outage, but these are realities of where we find ourselves. So we've got to be, we demonstrate resilience. We are tough. We bounce back from challenges. So as an educator, you demonstrate resilience. Teamwork, you get to work with others, your colleagues, the school, maybe the institution where you're rendering your services. You work with those there to achieve a particular purpose. Then facilitation and engagement. Wow. You know how to hold collaborative meetings like what we are having now. Facilitation and engagement is a skill, is a competency. Then Assessment and coaching. You do a lot of assessments. You do formative assessments, you do summative assessment, and you coach depending on the needs as the need arises. So assessment and coaching is a very vital competency that an educator has. Then creativity. You come up with ideas and solutions that are outside the box. So I've mentioned, I think, about 20 of them. So let me know in the comments, which other ones can you think of? What other skills and abilities can you think of? So far, I mentioned 20. Perchance I may have missed something, so you can let me know in the comment section. Okay. Is anyone leaving an answer in the chat? So what other skills and abilities? While I'm waiting for answers, I can move on so we save time and look at how to refine your core competencies. So I've mentioned a lot of skills, abilities, and even behaviors. Now, how do you refine them? Okay. Oh, innovation, vocational skills. Grace says vocational skills, very good. Innovation, very good. Innovation and creativity, they go hand in hand. Find your competence. It is very vital. Now, the first thing you have to do, which I've mentioned, is to identify your strengths, where you fall short, and commit to maintaining and improving them. I don't want you, after you have mentioned all these competencies, and it even depresses you further, like all these things Dr. Chioma is mentioning, maybe I'm not even seeing myself exhibiting any of these skills. No. Don't panic. Just identify your strengths and your shortcomings and commit to working on them, improving them. The next one is to set goals. Please don't leave it open-ended. Consider organizing a timeline to achieve your goal. This will help you stay on track with your development. If it's public speaking you want to work on, maybe this month is public speaking and presentation skills. Week 1, I want to do this. Week 2, set a timeline. Give yourself a timeline. Don't leave it open-ended, because if you leave it open-ended, you just let things carry on like that. But when you have a time, a particular a deadline that you want to achieve this, it helps you keep connected with so many things. So you can look at the remainder of the year. Now look at those competencies I've mentioned, those areas you know you really need to work on, and apportion them. The ones you want to start working on from this month, next month, and so on. And I assure you, before 2022 is over, you will be amazed at the level of change, the level of progress you've made as a professional. Okay? Now, mentorship. You can seek mentorship from someone who is an expert and has more experience than you. By seeking mentorship, you're leveraging their expertise. You're leveraging their wealth of knowledge. You don't even have to make some of those mistakes they made. You can bypass it because you're tapping into their wealth of knowledge. And I want to believe that's what the Nigerian teachers community, that's one of the things it encourages, mentorship. From time to time, there are trainings, okay? Then, very important, another way to refine your competencies is training, like you are here now. Take advantage of trainings, online course programs, video tutorials that are taught by experts in the areas you wish to improve on. We are living in an era whereby every 1 minute, the amount of information that is being released into the world as we speak right now, in a second, it's so high, it's so there's a lot of information that is available, but you have to go about it in an organized fashion so that it doesn't become counterproductive for you. So I've mentioned identifying them, set goals, seek mentorship, and take advantage of trainings. Then the next way to refine it, because I believe you already have it, practice it. Have you ever heard of the saying that what you don't use, you lose? Like for public speaking, look for opportunities to speak. As you speak, you begin to hone your skill. You can look for feedback. As someone gives you feedback, you learn from it and you improve upon your skills. So improve your skills, then you need to intentionally allot time to practice them. Put it to practice. If it's writing skill you want to improve on, write. The best way to learn how to write is by writing. The best way to learn how to speak is by speaking. The best way to learn about research is by engaging in research. Okay, now let's see, read. Very important, read. When you read a book, you take the knowledge someone has acquired maybe over a lifetime. You can go through it in a day, in a week. This is a book that maybe took that person maybe the course of their lifetime to write. But you get this book, and in a week, in a month, you're able to get value that will shift your mind, that will deepen your knowledge and reshape your perspective. Books will expose you. You come out from that, your bubble. You know that there's more to life than maybe just what is happening in Nigeria. No, you begin to learn about global best practices. And this, okay, now, network. Network. Some of you are here by virtue of network. I don't take networks for granted. Join masterminds, expert groups, where personal and professional development is a priority. I'm very intentional about the kind of groups I join. There are groups I join and I see that it's just like a pity party. Everyone is coming there to complain. I will just leave quietly. Your network matters a lot. If you surround yourself with people that are miserable, educators that are always complaining, no solution, it will negatively affect you. You won't be able to see anything positive again. They are sucking joy out of you. Please come out from such circles. Okay? Now, the next one, opportunities. Look out and take advantage of opportunities. Take advantage of new projects that will help you apply and hone that skills. Let's say you're looking to refine your writing skill, and someone comes up with a book project. Oh, you volunteer that, oh, I can do this. I want to put my research skill. Well, how about I provide you with research that will form the basis of this, your work? That is how to refine the competencies. I'll share with you a funny story. Earlier this year, someone came up to me. I want to do this. I was like, this is an opportunity for me to really improve my project management skills. I said, no problem, we'll handle it. And when I was speaking with him or talking with this person, I didn't really have any clear plan, but I saw that this is an opportunity to improve upon my project management skills. And we are still on the project. And each time I make reports to the person, he's happy about the progress we've made about the project. If I didn't take advantage of it, that would have been it. Some of you need to take opportunities, seize them. They will come your way. Opportunities come. Some of them come in form of challenges. It's just that you don't know. Okay, some of the challenges that come your way are opportunities in disguise. Okay, so this is how to refine your competencies. I've talked about identifying and networking, practice, read, mentorship, training. Okay, so these are ways of refining your competencies. Now to the meat of the matter. I know maybe someone somewhere is like, Dr. Chioma, hurry, there's no time to wait. Start showing us these opportunities. I understand, and I'm about to do just that for you, okay? So let's see. Now, there are various ways, there are legitimate ways that an educator or a professional can make money online. There are legitimate ways, make no two ways about it. So I'm asking you the question, are you now ready to rewrite your financial story? That when the future you remembers what the investments you make today, your future you is going to appreciate what you have done today. Let me know in the comment section. I want to see that comment section. Are you ready to rewrite your financial story? Are you ready? Okay, you can let me know in the comment section while we'll continue. Now, the opportunities to earn online, okay? There are opportunities, no doubt about it. So they may either be active or passive with respect to time and energy. Okay, I can see the chat box. There's a lot of yes. Okay, I see you're all ready. So no problem. We're going to make progress now. So those opportunities to earn online, they may be active or passive. Now, active earning opportunities, they will require more time and energy on your part, but they are rewarding. They are rewarding, no doubts about that. They will require time and energy, but they are very rewarding. So let's look at some active opportunities to start considering now. The first one, online tutoring. This is like a no-brainer. You're already teaching. So why can't we take it to where these skills have more value? Online tutoring, okay? And the next one is content creation. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. I kid you not. Content creation. Do you know we now have what we call user-generated content creation. You are a teacher in Nigeria. Now you approach maybe an educational resource, maybe UK or US, and you tell them that you can create a video about their products that will promote their product to the Nigerian market. If you send them a sample of what you can do, I assure you someone from that company will get back to you. You package this value in such a way. So it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. So there's a lot of user-generated content creators. They are springing up now. They're springing up now. Now, the next one, academic or life coaching. I do this. So you help students overcome academic-related challenges, okay? You help them succeed academically, and you do that through a plan. You come up with a plan for them. You help them assess, self-assess. You help them plan, prioritize, and just generally encourage them. You serve as an accountability partner for them. I do this a lot. It's just that I do it for tertiary students. Those are like my target audience, tertiary students. There are even parents that come to me now and say, oh, I want you to mentor my child, to coach my child. And we agree. It may be a program, it may be a goal-based or a progress-based coaching arrangement. So this is a very good opportunity that you can key into. Then the next one, we have subject matter experts. Are you a linguistic teacher? Are you one in STEM? Are you teaching any of the STEM subjects? You're a subject matter expert. A subject matter expert is someone who has a deep understanding about a particular topic. And there are times subject matter expert may be required. Maybe they want to design a course. They need an expert to come and vet what they've done, technical reports and all that, to vet it, to say everything is in order. A subject matter expert. As an educator, you can do this. You can serve as a subject matter expert, not just tutoring. I know you're rich, broadening. There are a lot of things you can do. Scholars benefited from this. I will talk about this later. So scholarships are financial aid that help you to maybe study a particular course or to research about a particular topic or something. So there are scholarships and grants that are specifically prepared for educators. STEM educators. Now there's so much awareness about STEM. Women educators, there's so much going on about women empowerment. It's just for you to get the right source. I will share eventually, okay? Now, project management. I shared about the story, how someone wanted to run a project and I said, please, here I am. I can do this. So you can act as a project manager. There are actually courses where you take online, Coursera, Udemy, and you learn, I think they certify you to be a project manager. And you can start getting opportunities, job opportunities from there. You can see how many I've mentioned so far. I've mentioned 6. Virtual assistants, this is now a big deal now. There are people who require virtual assistants to manage their itineraries and other work administrative tasks. And it's not a must that they must be in a particular location. They can work from anywhere. Then freelancing. This is a very important one. Freelancing is just an arrangement that helps you to service several clients. So let's say you're a teacher. Freelancing helps you. You're not just servicing one school. You can service several clients, several schools. That's what freelancing is about. You can get several clients. Adjunct faculty, this one, part-time instructors, this one now, it's a big deal for me now. Because the other way is that you have to be a physical adjunct faculty, but right now, there are opportunities for you to become an adjunct faculty, a part-time instructor for an institution or a college outside Nigeria in US. Social media manager, transcriptionist. Those of you that have bilingual skills, you transcribe from one language to another, okay? This is another opportunity. Then data entry and data analysis. Very important active opportunities you can consider. And I'll be sharing with you where to search for them in the course of this program, okay? Now let's consider passive online earning opportunities. Now let me set this thing straight. Now, because it is passive does not mean that it won't require time and energy from you. No. What it means is that it requires time and energy from you upfront. You devote much time, then you begin to reap the benefits eventually. And let's look at examples of passive opportunities. Okay. So create and sell online courses. You can create an online store. You can create and sell ebooks and other digital products. You can create and monetize a blog, a YouTube channel. And you can also consider affiliate marketing. Now, these opportunities I've mentioned here now, no doubt about it, they will require your time, especially if you're going to do something quality. They will require your time. But the benefit is that after you've invested that time to create that course, it becomes an evergreen source of income for you. It becomes an evergreen source of income for you. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Please let me know in the comment section if I'm making sense at all. So, passive opportunities, okay? So these are passive opportunities you can consider. These are examples of my digital products. And don't wait that, oh, I have to be this very big expert before I create something. No, you can create something from your expertise, from your experiences. Like when Dr. Peter introduced me, he mentioned about my academic background. I've been in the academia for how many years now? And I've come to see firsthand the struggles of people, of students in trying to complete college. Every 10 students, 2 are likely to maybe drop out without even completing it. I looked at this program and I was able to come up with a college readiness bundle based on my experiences and expertise. What experience can you begin to leverage on to create a digital product? That's an action point. So you can note this as an action. It's saying so much sense. Good. Now I'm just showing you this example so that you will see apps for protecting your child. We all remember when Chrisland School Saga. When I saw that, I was like, no, we need to protect our children online. I came up with this book and I prepared this. Digital citizenship, people don't know how to act online. So everything I'm doing is in line with what I feel the people need, and they are tied to my areas of expertise as well. These are examples of digital products that I've created. So you can see that, take this as an action point now. What skill, what experience do you have that you can package into something that people are willing to give you their money for? And I will share with you other strategies as well. So let's see other income generating strategies to consider. Now, it's one thing to learn about these opportunities. It's another thing for you to have the right strategies in place. Very important, okay? Now, for online tutoring now, you can consider working with an online tutoring platform or website, preferably maybe an international one that pays you in foreign currency. The first time I ever tutored online, after I received my first pay, I called my husband. I was like, I did my calculations. And what I was earning from teaching one child was more than what I earned in a month as a lecturer. I know how many students. We have very large population sizes, up to 1,000. I mark, I grade, I do everything. At the end of the month, what comes in? I looked at it, I was like, oh, this thing, why didn't I even discover this earlier? And I'm sharing it with you, that whatever skill you have, you can take it to a place where it is of more value, where it is of more worth, where you can be paid more for it. And I'm going to share examples of such sites very soon. It will be in the guide I will give you. And you can also consider your own independent tutoring business on the side. Very important. You can do that on your own. As you gain credibility, you can begin to create this student community you service. Okay, you can start your independent tutoring business. Some of you are already doing that now, but you can scale it in that you begin to look for international clients, because when they pay you, when you convert, the naira dollar advantage, the naira dollar exchange rate becomes your own advantage. Okay, now you can now diversify your tutoring income with courses and other digital products. Okay, you can diversify your tutoring income with courses and digital products. By the time you start teaching now, you already converted from active to a passive form of income. So you can create courses, you can create other. One is that you can sell informational and educational resources, such as worksheets, lesson plans, practice questions. There are sites such as Teacher Pay Teachers. There are sites such as, I'll share some of them shortly. By the time I'm done with this slide, I'm going to switch to another slide so you can see what I'm talking about, okay? The point is this: you can create this resource and sell it in a global platform where people can buy from you. And when they buy, you earn more for your service. You can also sell teaching resources to other tutors. There are young tutors who are coming up, and you as a more experienced tutor, what stops preparing a guide, surviving your first teaching year? Something that will meet the need of those tutors. How to design a wonderful lesson plan, in classroom management and other things in that line. You can sell things to other tutors. And you can consider affiliate marketing. Let's say for now, you don't have your own products or your service. You can promote that of others. So affiliate marketing is actually an arrangement that allows you to earn a commission when you promote the services and the products of others. So I know that Seller has one, Amazon has. The number of companies or organizations that do affiliate marketing. So that is something you can look out for now, especially maybe if you don't have your own products right now. You can consider affiliate marketing. Then, especially for those of us in the tertiary education sector, you can consider international adjunct or part-time instructor position in international colleges. This makes so much sense. Okay, so you become a part-time lecturer for a foreign university. When they pay you, it makes much sense to you. Even if you earn, some of them pay pass. There was an opportunity I saw recently. I think they were paying 6,000 USD for the course for 3 months. You teach for 3 months, and at the end of the 3 months, they pay you 6,000 USD. My brothers and my sisters, can you please do the math? 3 months, and you are being paid that as an instructor. Makes so much sense. You can live in comfort. These are opportunities that are bound, but if you don't know where to search for them, you might not get them. So quickly, let me just show you. I'll stop sharing, then I'll share again. I'm going to show you, this is a resource I prepared for you. A bonus resource I have for you. Okay, so quickly, now, I prepared this guide for you. By virtue of joining this, you have this free guide from me to you, okay? So now, this is a guide. And in this guide, templates and, oh, it's still loading, okay. Now, look at these are lists in this guide I prepared for you, list of where you can find online tutoring jobs. I included the names of the companies verified and also the link. So you just take that address there, key into your search engine, and it takes you to the site. Most of the user interface is very easy. You can sign up, create an account. Some of them, you decide how much you want to charge, while some of them, they collect the money and they pay you to your own account. So you decide. I did one for Nigeria, and I also did another one, website, all of you that are considering international. LinkedIn jobs. Please, every one of us have to be on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where it's happening now. We have Indeed jobs. We have Glassdoor. We have Brainfuse. So I was able to just categorize them: general jobs, online tutoring.
Dr. Okonkwo will certainly let us hear her voice when her internet access becomes perfect. Those of you who live in Lagos, you do not know how privileged you are. She has joined us from Port Harcourt, and certainly internet access is not as smooth as it is in Lagos. And as we wait for her to find her voice, I would encourage you to go to LinkedIn now. If you know your address on LinkedIn, just copy it, just type it in the chat box so that people can join your network. This is an opportunity for you to develop your network to a level that you'll be able to get resources from around the world. So if you know if you minimize your current window, you'll be able to go to LinkedIn, copy, look at your browser, highlight it, copy your URL that people can click on to get to where you are, and then drop it here, and we will be able to connect with you, and then also connect with the rest of the people. So today alone, you'll be connecting with several people. You never can tell when next you'll have opportunity to interact with them, and they can share ideas that will make a whole lot of difference. So I can see Elijah has shared his LinkedIn URL. So if you click on it, you can join his network. So I will take 30 seconds now to share mine, so that if you are looking for an opportunity to connect with Dr. Ogudro, this evening is a good opportunity to do that. So if you go to LinkedIn, and or better still, if you just click on the network I'm sending to the link I'm sending to you now, linkedin.com/in/Peter Ogudoro. I think it will take you there. So, and that's how you get connected to me. Sometimes people wonder how they can reach me. For Facebook, given my kind of profile, Facebook doesn't allow people to easily connect with me, so that people don't come and be telling me stories that are not needed. So see if that is easy for you to get to. If it doesn't take you there, I think it will. Definitely. They have taken me there, so it should be able to take you there. And that's the way it works. So if you click on it now, you just discover that it's very easy. It takes you to LinkedIn, and you'll be able to connect with me. So do it now. Don't wait till tomorrow, unless you probably are using a phone that doesn't permit you the opportunity to do that. And share your own, so that the rest of the people who are participating in this evening's program are able to also connect with you. And then to make it easy, LinkedIn encourages you to introduce yourself to people, because it's not everybody I may want to accept. So when you're sending me a request to connect with you, tell me where you met me. So for this evening, you can say that you were at the EduSkills Masterclass. So it makes it easy for me to recognize that you are not just a 419 person, an interloper, somebody who is greedy for gain, who doesn't want to make the effort, and that you are just connecting with me and because you sincerely want us to have a relationship. So share your LinkedIn URL now. Let us all correct with it. I can see Dr. Adebola Oketola Adeyi. Dr. Adeyi is an associate professor of analytical and environmental chemistry at the University of Ibadan. Sometimes you want to do something at UI. That's the one I'm looking at now. So you can see LinkedIn/in/Adebola-Oketola-Adeyi and then dash something else. If you click on it and you are interested in developing your capabilities in science, that's one of the brilliant things you can do. Dr. Okonkwo, are you?
Yes, sorry for the break. You see the resilience I'm talking about. Yes.
Those in Lagos, they don't know what they're enjoying. Their internet access is smoother.
So here, okay, let me quickly resume where I stopped.
Yeah, so before you came back, I encourage them to share their LinkedIn URL so that they can develop. Good. Because I heard you talk about the value of networks, especially when it's an international network like the one we provided this evening. So if you look at the chat box, you can see so many of them. So people are going to start wonderful relationships that are bringing them.
Fantastic, fantastic. I'm going to briefly touch about to talk about the importance of profile shortly. So these are some websites. Let me don't waste too much time on it because you're going to get this guide. I'm going to share the link and you're going to get this guide, okay? So let's go back to our main presentation. So let me continue. So now you know about these opportunities, where to search for them. I've shown you on job posting platforms. We have some job boards, Glassdoor, Indeed, LinkedIn, and Google for Jobs. So what you can do in some of this platform, like Indeed now, you can go there and upload your resume or your CV. So when you do that and you set the kind of job alerts you want to be getting. So when you open your email, you'll be receiving alerts to jobs that you're likely to be interested in, opportunities that you're likely to be interested in. And you can also check company or organizational websites. Those are another place where you find these opportunities. Then freelancing platforms like Fiverr and Upwork. These ones have really gained prominence in Nigeria in the last 2 years, okay? So I just wanted to share briefly that global opportunities are very important. They help you to achieve personal growth. You also achieve professional and financial growth by virtue of subscribing for one of those platforms I shared with you, and have opportunities. So I saw as an educator far away then I was in China. In the APAD, that was when I was in Europe. This is my host. I saw an opportunity that European Union were sponsoring researchers to come abroad to do some study, but you have to state a particular, you have to state your case, like a statement of purpose of why should they fund it. And I applied and it was successful. So I even got a Schengen visa, which meant I could visit as many European countries as I wanted. So I was in different universities, and these are lifetime memories. And today I still try to maintain that network. The network that door opens for you. You get offers, you get inside opportunities. There are opportunities that will come. Like when I was here, this lady told me that I want a PhD student and I don't want to go through the rigors of having to interview so many. Can you recommend any to me? I quickly remembered someone I know and I recommended that person. Did you see inside opportunity? Because I got my foot in the door, someone close to me also was benefited. So not only do these opportunities benefit you, they also benefit those you care about, those you love. So take them seriously, the active and the passive opportunities. And this is just an example of a position I was looking at recently, an online adjunct faculty lecturer. I don't know if you can see it clearly. And if you can see clearly, you will see the cost for a year, how much you will be paid. But it's a full-time job, but it's for an online opportunity. I got this from Indeed, one of those platforms I shared with you. And look at this one also, a Glassdoor opportunity from Glassdoor. They're looking for a science teacher, online teacher. So dear educator, dear anyone in the knowledge economy, don't limit yourself. There are a lot of opportunities. Please utilize them, search for them. Now, I want to share with you steps you can take to secure your opportunities. These opportunities you're looking for, there are steps you need to take. The first thing is to update your resume. Let it reflect you as a professional. Update your resume and your profile on your professional networking platforms like LinkedIn. So you have another action point now. I think it's the second or the third one I'm giving now. If someone can help me to note them in the chat, I would really appreciate it. Please take out time, your profile. You see your social media profile. That's the new CV. Dr. Peter, do you know I applied for an opportunity? And within 30 minutes, someone from that organization already went to view my LinkedIn profile. Within 30 minutes. Now, if my profile was disorganized, nothing there, is it within 30 minutes I want to start organizing it? As an educator, when I go to your social media profile, what do I find there? Do I see things that will tell me that you are a professional? Because I bet you some of them do character evaluation. They won't tell you. They will take your name and they will go and check. And they will see where you're cursing people online. You're using profanity online. I just want to believe that that is not the lifestyle we are pushing, we are advocating. So take out time to go and evaluate your digital footprint. If perchance, maybe you've been embroiled in all these meaningless discussions, arguments online, just take time and go and be cleaning them all. I was sharing with someone got an opportunity to go do a program in NASA. And she came online and she announced it that she got this opportunity. She used a profane word. Someone came up and corrected her and she insulted that person. Guess what? That person was working in NASA. She lost that opportunity. We have to be professionals at all time. At every time, you have to be professional. So take out time, update your resume, your profile on these professional networking platforms such as LinkedIn. When I Google your name, what do I find? If I Google your name now, would I see things that would tell me that you are an educator, that you are a professional? These are things to consider. Another action point, please, let's tidy up on that end, okay? So the next thing you have to do now is now to use keywords, job search engines, and company websites to check out opportunities. Remember, I gave you a list of active opportunities that you can consider. So you take those opportunities, like for instance now, subject matter expert. I'm in environmental science now. I'm a multidisciplinary specialist and my own specialty, environment. I can take that environment keyword. So I can go subject matter expert, environmental science, and tailored opportunities will come up. And when you see the opportunities, what do you do now? You can now reach out to the company website to send in your application, because most likely you will see that the company website, they floated that advert or they floated the position. The next is to draft a cover letter. Draft a cover letter for your application. I gave you the templates. In that free guide you will get to save time. I gave like 3 templates you can use for your cover letter. Your cover letter simply states your motivation for why you're applying the job, for the job or the position, okay? And now you can now complete the online application and follow up, keep track. Some of them do this via an online platform, so you keep track of your application. Now, very good this thing. Everyone is applying to that on the online platform. How do you now set yourself apart? This part is very important, contacting the recruiter. Now, let's say you've seen an opportunity on maybe Indeed, Glassdoor, any of those job boards. You can go to LinkedIn and type in the company, that company you saw that you are interested in, and put recruiter. And filter the search to show people. You will see recruiters for that company. And now when you see those recruiters, you can now send them a message. LinkedIn gives you the opportunity to send them a message. Another way you can get their email address of the recruiter, you can look at it from, you can search on the social media platform. You will get their email address. I also left a template of how you can use to get the recruiter's email. And when you do so, you get the information and you now send them the message. Another way to do so is to join relevant groups on LinkedIn to find recruiters. That is where, that's what I'm asking. Is anyone on LinkedIn? LinkedIn, we all need to be on LinkedIn. A lot of great things happen there. Okay, you get to meet amazing people. You can connect with these recruiters, because the recruiters are those are your first point of contact for any job you're applying for. So when the recruiters are done with the preliminary processes, then the hiring manager may now may now be in charge of the final phase, and is the one that will decide whether or not you get the position. Okay, then you connect with the recruiter, like I said, send a direct message, network with recruiters. Some of this information, by virtue of the networks, you get inside information. Before it even lands on the job boards, you've gotten inside information. You are way ahead of every other person. And please, when you contact them, remember to be direct and clear. Don't go and start saying plenty stories. They receive messages every day. They know why you are contacting them. Please remember to be clear about why you are contacting them. Okay, so these are just when it comes to do with contacting the recruiter. Okay, we are making progress, I see. Very important, payment. When you get this job, which I know most of you will, how do you receive payment? There are various options. You can use international payment platforms. Okay, we have Payoneer, Paystack is also there, Flutterwave, Rave by Flutterwave. You can use online money transfer services like MoneyGram, Western Union, and you can use the good old domiciliary bank account. But what you need to bear in mind is when you use a domiciliary bank account, they take charges. When they pay you, the bank collects some charges. But if it's maybe a monthly arrangement, a domiciliary bank account is not too bad. But if it's maybe more like a freelancing, a contract, something that's a one-time payment, then any of these international payment platforms will serve you. Okay, how to use the platform? I just took an example of Payoneer. Payoneer is very good. You can create an account, visit the website, you create your account, and you create a payment request. Now, with that request, you send your client now the email with your payment request. So the client is going to receive it, click on the link, and they can follow the prompt, the instruction to pay you. And you will now receive the payment in your Payoneer account, as simple as that. And Payoneer also gives you the option of transferring the money to a Nigerian bank account. I think the Kuda Bank works well with Payoneer. First Bank works well with Payoneer. Other banks too can also work well with them. So this is how you receive the money. Very important for us. So I know I've spoken a lot. What's next? What is your next line of action? You need to have an action plan, very important. After all this information I've shared, what will be your next action plan? So let's see. The first thing I need you to do is to reassess. Take out time. Ask yourself important question. I gave you action points to do. Important question that will help you identify your skill sets, identify the gaps, and who you can serve. Very important. Those products and services you want to design, you are not the one that will use them. You're doing it for a target audience, okay? Asking this question will help you note your target audience. Where can you find and connect with them? Connection. There's something called the KLT, the know, like, and trust factor, okay? Some of you may need to start building community. Some of you you need to start establishing a strong online presence. Let people begin to know you, okay? And now you now assess, now you've known this connection, what products or services can you now provide to address their needs? Money goes where there is value, okay? Money goes where there is value. All right? Now, the next thing you need to do is now to define, that is still in line. What are your goals? You've learned a lot. You've heard me share a number of things to you. What are your goals? Your action plan and your brand. What brand do you want to build? Very important, because all these things you're doing is all centered on your brand as a person, okay, as a professional. Then, very importantly, I hope that with all that you have learned, you will reposition yourself. It's my joy that when next I read about you or hear about you, there is a change, there's a shift in your mentality. Go explore, learn and network. Reposition yourself. Some of you, you need to take yourself, your skills, your expertise, take them to these platforms where they are much more. I've shared those platforms with you. So you take out time, that guide, go through. And very importantly, as you begin this journey, because it's not a day journey, I must confess to you, it's not a day journey. Surround yourself with people that will inspire you. Please, do not make those who are like always complaining, very miserable, within that your close range of influence. They will suck joy out of you. No. Surround yourself with a like-minded community, those that are interested in development, personal and professional development. So these are the things you do. You reassess, you redefine, and because of this, you reposition yourself. Okay? Now, let's quickly take a recap. I've shared a lot, and we began from first things first. We looked at your competencies, how you can refine them. We looked at opportunities, active, passive opportunities. And we also looked at where you can find these opportunities, applying, the application process, contacting the recruiter. Now, let me know in the comment section, what stood out for you in today's training? What stood out for you? I want to know before I take your questions, what stood out for you? And you can also begin to now drop the questions as well, okay? You can also begin to drop the questions as well. Dr. Peter, I will still hand over to you so you can just help me with moderation of the questions, and I will take the questions as they come. And while you're doing that, these are the things I do. So for those of you that may want to go further with me, because I know this is a journey, I understand the place of having proper guidance, having someone to hold you accountable. Most of the things I do now, it wasn't my employer per se that trained me. I realized that I'm responsible for my career. When it struck me, I began to seek intentional change, because I can complain all I want about my employer, about this, about that, but if I don't take any action, nothing changes until I do. So I offer a number of services. I love to provide micro-learning resources, like some of the slides you've seen, the presentation outlines. I love to do all that. I do it for other people too. As a content creator, I do that, okay? I also offer coaching and accountability services, training and workshop. Invite me to train, invite me for your workshops. I love that. I love to share knowledge and all that, okay? So, questions, are they coming? So you can drop your questions. So there will be opportunity for you. Those of you that want to go further with me, I'll give you opportunity, okay? Okay, opportunity to go further with me. Okay, I would share this eventually from wherever you join from, whether you're coming from the WhatsApp or the Telegram end. I will share more about this, but I know that accountability is very important. Someone to hold you accountable, to be sure that these action plans I mentioned, in the course of the next 4 weeks, you start something deliberate. Every weekend, Saturdays, we meet and we discuss and we make progress. So for those of you that will be interested, you can all just send interested to this and we'll take it up from there. So I don't know if the questions have started coming in, okay? Have the questions started coming in? So remember 2 things to do for me: share what stood out for you. And if you have any question in the course regarding anything I've shared about today, you can let me know in the chat section. So thank you very much. Dr. Peter, please, you can help me with the questions. So you just help me with the questions and I'll answer.
Yeah, great. But I think that most members of your audience are so impressed and blessed with your presentation that they are more into prayers now. I say, God, grant me the grace to implement these things. I'm running with the ideas.
Yes,
and I believe that God will answer that prayer. Now, one of the challenges we have in this part of the world is the fact that people trust their pastors a lot. So when they have problems, they run to pastor and say, Pastor, pray for me. So the pastor finishes praying and they go home and start waiting for the results.
Wow.
I believe in God. I am his child, and I work hard to maintain a good relationship with him. But there's a verse in the Bible that I love very much. It says that faith without works is dead, and I think that is a major interest for you too, because that's why you have gone the extra mile to try and learn, do research, and you go out there and you make the effort. And I also know that God's people perish for lack of knowledge. So what you have done this evening is to provide knowledge. Now tell me, from your experience, is it enough to just pray and have faith that God will deliver and will do nothing? Can you answer that one?
You know, when we do that prayer, a very important prayer for those of us who are people of faith, we need to make is, what action do I need to take? Very important. What action do I need to take? You've prayed, yes, you have faith and all that, but it's not an excuse for laziness. Some of us, we don't just want, some don't want to do anything. We just want, okay, God, handle everything. I go home, I open my drawer and the dollars start flowing in the drawer. I want that too, but I know it's not, that is not realistic. God wants us to be productive. God wants us to be productive. So for those of us who are people of faith, when you pray, ask for the action. Discipline of execution is very important. You have to pray it. God, I have faith. I trust that you can help me. Grant me discipline of execution to do. Some of this presentation, don't think that my university, where I work as a lecturer at the University of Port Harcourt, they did a training for me to come and teach me how to use this, to create this slide, this training. I had to take it upon myself to go learn them. And that is what I'm offering you in this journey. Okay, for those of them who want to enroll for the accountability, the 1 month coaching and accountability, I will be sharing how I was able to come this far, the tools I use. I'm a big fan of like simple tools, minimalism. You use them, but they give you impact. They give you what you need. And one thing about it is once you start, there's no holding you back. There's no holding you back. So discipline for execution is a prayer we all need to pray, to do. Some of us, we don't have problem with the faith part. We can believe God for the impossible, but doing. Very important. We need to start doing. So even if it's a small step, start moving. That's what we need to do.
That's a great one coming from you, Dr. Okonkwo. You see, I was listening to a man of God recently. His name is Femi Emmanuel. He is the director of Politics and Governance, which is a unit of the Christian Association of Nigeria. His responsibility now is to help Christians across the country to understand that the idea of politics is dirty and is meant for those who haven't gone to school or those who are just who don't care about God. That is a bad idea. That if all of us stay away from politics and we do nothing to go out there and vote, join political parties, make our contributions, and determine who becomes our delegates, that we just continue to complain and politicians will continue to have fun. They take the billions away. And ordinary people, the right people who have the skills are not going to be able to do anything. So that God has already answered that prayer. That's how he put it in a recent video I saw, which he presented. And that it's now a responsibility to go out there and start executing. So I like the way you put it. You talked about discipline for execution. So if people who participated discipline, forget every other thing you have said, they shouldn't forget that discipline for execution is the only way to go. And that's very critical. One other thing one would want to observe is the fact that Nigerians have a way of thinking that these things you have discussed, discipline, work only in America, they work only in China, and they work in Europe. They work everywhere if you use them in line with the principles you have enunciated. Am I making sense there? Is that correct? Do they work only in America, or they can work for Nigeria?
No, they work for everyone. They work for everyone. Yeah. We just have to be willing to spread our reach. If you don't apply, if you don't seize this opportunity, they will just be there and they will go to another person. It doesn't just apply that it may always be in US. That's the green economy. That's the new economy we are talking about, where from wherever you are in the world, you can access the best opportunities. You can earn well. You can live comfortably. That is the era we have shifted to. That's the era we have shifted to. And those who position themselves very well, they would enjoy this season. They will enjoy this era.
Because that's very critical. I know that going back to network and trusting that you can find people you can work with online. If you didn't come to Nigerian teachers, you wouldn't probably be making this presentation this evening.
Yeah, I need to even share that. Thank you very much, sir, for bringing that up. The way I had this program, and I'm a person of faith. I was trusting God that, I want this program to bless more people. And I opened my social media, and I've been in this group, but I wasn't really doing much on the group. And I was like, why don't I reach out to the leader of this group and share my vision with him? And so that was when I sent you the message, sent you my vision for the program, and you keyed into it, network. If I did not reach out to you, I won't enjoy what I'm enjoying now. I'm leveraging your network. Some of the people that came here, they came on basis of the relationship they have with you, not even me. Perchance they've come now, they've seen me, but they came through you. So you see that importance of network. And you also have one needs to be able to know how to share and communicate your vision in a way that is other people can buy into it. It's very important. Now, you are ginger to learn. You also, proper communication is also very important. You need to be professional, know how to engage with people. I get some messages on my social media. Sometimes some of them I don't even reply because the way it just comes, you know that this person, if you involve yourself with the person, you may be at risk. So thank you for pointing that out. Thank you for
so that's very important. What I'm about to say now is a bit tricky. If one doesn't have emotional intelligence, you can take it personally. But we must say it because I think it will help teachers. I founded that community in 2016 when I came in from England and discovered that teachers here didn't really know how to teach. There's so much emphasis on lesson notes and not realizing that is not where the world is. Yes, it's good to plan, but this is the way we do lesson notes is not the way the world is doing it. So I decided to try and see if I could use that platform to help. And today it has become the most vibrant teachers platform in the whole world. And Facebook recognized, us for the effort we're making last year, and they gave us an international award. And they are working with us now to bring in more resources from around the world. Then next month I'll be working with my colleagues. I'll be in Finland. I will be in the UK. I'll be in several other countries. Facebook is making all of that possible, and we're bringing resources to Nigerian teachers. But the challenge we have is that you saw, maybe because of your level of education and the fact that you're also internationally exposed, Nigerian teachers don't believe anything. They have difficulty clicking on the things they see on the internet. Everything is scam to them. Like this program now, just 2,000 naira. And what you have shared this evening is worth millions. I know the value of information, maybe because of my the fact that I'm an educationist and I do career management. This is the value people have taken this evening is not value of even a million, because if they use the information properly, the average person here has the capacity, potential to become a multi-millionaire, even in dollar terms, within the next 1 or 2 years, really. But there are people who are unwilling to even pay just 2,000 naira to leverage resources, around. What we have also, sometimes Nigerians don't even believe that other people can be charitable. You spoke to me and said, well, I asked you to call and I interviewed you, and I tried to screen you and look and do research on your profile. And once I confirmed that we are not dealing with a scammer, I said that's fine. You can come, and I believe that this will benefit our citizens, and that's how come we gave you that opportunity. But unfortunately, you find Nigerian teachers, the average Nigerian teacher is so advanced to clicking on anything on the internet. Even this program we are talking about now, so many would have come here, but they will be afraid. They say, it's not possible. How can that be? They will just, type scam and run away. And some can afford it. You don't have to become a very rich person before you start, taking some simple steps. And they just sit down there and wait until they become multimillionaires. 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira, you can invest in yourself and you get to where you need to be. And so many are even members of this particular audience this evening, and they are not premium members of our community. Not everybody heard about this event because they are not premium members. So if you're a premium member, what does it take to become a premium member? It takes only 2,000 naira, and the link is there, Nigerian Teachers, .org/membership. With only 2,000 naira, when opportunities like this come, you get it and you get, subsidy. Right? As we speak now, we know that over 10 people are participating in this event without paying a dime because they are taking advantage of my network. A good number of my clients said, we like what you're doing and we want to support you to bless more people around the world. And so they gave money that has enabled as many as maybe about 12 or 13 to participate for free, and they don't have to pay anything. Initially, I was asking for 7, but before I could go back to check if the 7 have indicated interest, I discovered that up to 11, 12 people had indicated interest. And coincidentally, another client came and said, wow, I want to, take care of additional 4 people. And that's how come everybody who asked for it, got it. There's a man, probably a preacher, who did say that the door that is closed may not be locked. Push, you might be lucky, and it gets open. So we need to find the courage to make the effort. The worst that can happen is that the people we're approaching can say no, and then we try other doors and see if they can open. So I'm encouraging Nigerian teachers, everyone who participated this evening, please make a deliberate effort. Join Nigerian Teachers. Nigerian Teachers is a fantastic group on Facebook. If you have challenges in your classroom, just come there and post questions. We'll answer you for free. We don't charge a dime. If you are seeking employment, just come there and post your question and tell us the kind of job you're looking for. We'll advertise a job, you as an individual for free. And if you are a school owner, if you come there and tell us you're looking for people to employ, we also advertise their jobs for free. And the opportunities we're bringing from Finland to help you to learn how to teach, a good number of them are coming for free. But you need to become a premium member so that when we don't have time to start doing the campaign on our platform on Facebook, we just send a WhatsApp message to people who are already premium members of our community. And then you get all the benefits that we provide. And as we begin to wind down, it's also important, I heard you, Dr. Okonkwo, emphasize the need for people to learn how to manage relationships. So many people are brilliant, smart, with wonderful credentials, but they do not know how to manage relationships. We have a program that does that beautifully. In about 1 week of intensive training in our facility in Ikeja, Lagos, you become exposed to business ideas and learn how to run even platforms like the one we are running this evening, and then become professionally certified so you learn how to manage school promotion. So that if you choose to establish your own school, it won't be a difficult thing for you to handle. And we have a network of the teachers who run ministries of education across the country at federal level, at state levels. In Lagos State Ministry, we can link you to Lagos State Ministry of Education. We can link you to SUBEB, both at Lagos State level, and at federal level, we'll have UBEC, who can connect you to other people who run the system. And if you want to get into international networks, those areas where I have been privileged, to function for a very long time. And so we'll be happy to assist you. My telephone number should be dropped now by a member of the event management team this evening, 090-6960-3692. If you would like to ask more questions, that's fine. And some of you who are interested in the ebook that Dr. Okonkwo talked about, if you have any problem, accessing it, just send me a WhatsApp message or make a phone call. But don't call me this evening because it's getting late. So I like to take phone calls between 7 and 9. I have been working since morning, but as from tomorrow, you can call me anytime from 12 noon and we can have a conversation. But on a typical weekday, until the next 1 week when I'm not likely to be around for us to have that conversation. If you call me anytime from 7 till 9 o'clock in the evening, I'll be able to take your call. But if you try to call me in the course of the day, it may not work because most of the time I'm in conference rooms trying to help people to acquire the skills they need to be able to do things that glorify God. So on that note, we should be winding down now. Take note, if you like to learn how to promote your school, go to nigerianteachers.org/PR training, and we'll be able to connect with you. And if you have young children, if you have teenagers who are good in mathematics and English language. They have done well in physics and chemistry. And because of what is happening in the tertiary education sector in Nigeria, they are not in school at the moment, or even if they are in private universities or any other school, you are not happy with the quality of education they are receiving. We have a project which Facebook has given us money to make happen. So something that should cost you up to 2 million to have your children benefit from it will cost you a significantly less amount of money. And so what we have done is to use my expertise and international network to create a program which young people go through on intensive basis for 6 weeks, and then they will be able to write relevant international exams and get the credentials they need to be able to secure substantial scholarship in US universities so that they can go and study and get the best skills that are possible for them at their age and given their interest. So we make all of those things possible, and I use my international network in several other countries around the world to also make sure that those who want to go to school can go to school. So your parents don't have to be very rich. You only need to make little investment for us to train them to pass SAT, to pass IELTS, to pass TOEFL, and we work with them to develop their leadership ability and also to become people who serve their community. So once we have that portfolio, we make application to US universities and they can go and study for 4 years, sometimes for free, if they have done well in secondary school. If they haven't done significantly well, but we work with them and they do well in international exams, we can get half of the fee written off. Sometimes we can get the entire tuition written off. And most of the time, that's what tends to happen. And just this month, our people whose parents sent to us about a year ago, they have all just arrived in the United States of America. Some of them are leaving in the next 2 weeks to join and to go and start their program, depending on when their universities are resuming. So all those opportunities are there. They're enormous. So if you like to take advantage of that, Take Things is the program. NigerianTeachers.org/Take Things. If you click on it, and your child who is not afraid of mathematics can come. We get a child to learn programming. We get a child to learn, camera handling. We get a child to learn several other things that, the world is demanding today. And give the child a learning hand to get out of the country. Don't sit down there and say, Nigeria is going to go better, you're praying. It's not dependent on you. So the one that you can take care of is what, the kind of things that Dr. Chioma Okonkwo has shared this evening. Yeah, you have an action plan, take your steps. Don't wait for politicians. Politicians can be crazy sometimes. They just don't care because they're training their own children abroad and they don't really bother so much about you. It doesn't matter what they're telling you when they come to you during elections. And so that's the way it's going to go for us, this evening. So again, if you have teenagers, encourage them to join Facebook and join the group we call Exams and Careers. If you go to Facebook, facebook.com/groups/exams and careers, a child who wants to make progress and who wants to keep hearing us talk about opportunities from a global platform. The network is there. If you click on it, you get into the group. And so anytime we have scholarship opportunities, we'll share there. Share with your friends. Don't keep these things to yourself. And when you get there, also say hello to other members of the community. So we do this things for free because that's our own calling. And we hope that now you have been blessed. You have been blessed to bless others. Don't keep the good news to yourself. We'll bring Dr. Okonkwo back sometime very soon. But don't forget that we are still meeting tomorrow at 5 o'clock. There's another member of Dr. Okonkwo's network, and that's Abdul Latif Adedeji, who will join us tomorrow to give you lending hand on how to perfect this thing so that you no longer have excuse to sit down there and complain. That your teacher, you're not earning the kind of money you like does not mean you have to continue to complain. There are things you can do about it. If you're a school owner, you can also take some of the services you provide online and earn much more money than, the kind of things you're doing now. The parents are giving you unnecessary headache. You can do a lot more for yourself rather than just sit down there and complain. The interesting thing about today's world is this online. You can see the way where people have joined us here from United Kingdom, from America, from Canada, from all over the world, from Hungary. I could see, a good number of, my clients who have joined us from around the world to participate in this. And they also shared this information with their friends and members of their network to join us. Dr. Adeyi is at University of Ibadan. She's an associate, professor of analytical and environmental chemistry. And Dr. Okonkwo, I will link the two of you because she is interested in the kind of things you have shared. And she's a fantastic woman who will be happy to collaborate with you. And if she has ideas you can benefit from, I know she'll be happy to share. And then don't be reluctant to share any information you also think will be of benefit to her. So the two of you can work together. I can seek Dr. Chinwe Okeyusu, and who is also with us. And I thank all of you for joining us this evening. So that will be it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. If you have parting shots, I'll come to you now for your parting shots, Dr. Chioma Okonkwo. And the rest of the audience, by the time we finish with the parting shot and I make closing remarks, Dr. Okonkwo, we will open, the floor. So anybody can just, chat and connect with the people you want to connect with. I can see all the wonderful people who belong to our network. Dr. Nwakrendo, who's a PhD in communication, and I know that you would also want to connect with some of the wonderful people who are participating in this conversation this evening. I can see so many people from around the world, PhD holders who are in this network, and please do connect with them. We have made it easy for you to get, connected to all the people that you have been praying to God to expose you to. But don't forget what Dr. Okonkwo has said. Discipline for execution is critical, and then have an action plan that will enable you to convert this to the kind of thing you want. So if you are on the WhatsApp platform for this particular event, we'll send you updates there. Yeah. If you need the ebook, we'll send it there. And then we know sometimes Nigerians just get this. I have the ebook. What are you doing with it? Take action. Go to those websites. Create time. Next 2 days, there's nothing else you are doing. Just go into those places, create your account and create it well. If you're on LinkedIn, LinkedIn is like, a website for people who cannot afford to have their own personal website. So sit down, put appropriate information. And when you are creating content that you want to sell, make sure you spend time to create it well. You are going to, operate in a very competitive environment. So make sure that your content is better than what every other person can offer. Like what Dr. Okonkwo has done. She has given you content you can't find elsewhere. What is making us grow as a community, Nigerian teachers? There are several other teachers platforms on the internet. They try to compete with us, but what they do not know is that it had taken me over 40 years to invest in what we're doing. They think that group, we just woke up and created it. I went all over the world, I spent several millions, and then I got into networks that also got people to invest in me to the tune of over 100 million that enabled us to acquire the skills we're using to run Nigerian teachers. Today, governments are interested in it both within and outside the country. So that's what you can also do. Join our platform and begin to provide content there. Once you establish a relationship with us, we'll let you bring in your content. And after some time, we can allow you to even advertise there for free. And that's how it works. But first, you must come to serve. And I must emphasize that as we get close to ending the session. In this part of the world, when we start relationships, our preoccupation is what we will take away, what we will take away. We don't think about what we will give. Let's think more about what we will give. Yeah. It is in giving that you receive and receive bountifully. And the Bible tells us that it is more blessed to give than to receive. Dr. Okonkwo, do you agree with me? So can you give us your closing remarks? I would like to place emphasis on discipline and execution.
Yeah, building on what you've said, something that I've learned, to speak the language of value. I know you want money. I know you want to gain a lot of things, but if you learn to provide value and do it in such a way that is exceptional and excellent, then whatever financial remuneration or benefit you want, they would come to you, because that's how life has been structured to function. Okay, so I talked about discipline. All these things, people listen to wonderful things and you just let them go. Please, that was why I was like, emphasizing on the accountability. Over the next 4 weeks, for those who will be interested, I'm willing every Saturdays, my 4 Saturdays, you can have them. We meet, we talk, I talk to you about things you need to know, important things. I just structure it in such a way that each week has a purpose. Each week has a target. We'll start with your profile and eventually we'll come to how you can now make the most of these opportunities, because I don't want you to just slack off. I don't want you to fall off the train. Now that you have the motivation, now that you have your mindset is renewed and you have the methods, you have become limitless, because that's the framework, the MMM framework. You have the mindset, you have the right motivation, and you have the right methods. And that makes you limitless. There's nothing limiting you now. So if there's another further information that will come from me, I'll share in the Telegram or the WhatsApp group, wherever you are coming from. Thank you so much. I want to thank you for doing whatever it took to be here tonight. I don't take it for granted, and I hope you got value. I'm seeing the prayers. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you so much. So it's on this note that I'll be saying good night to every one of you. I learned the chat section will still be open. So, but I'm going to excuse myself as a nursing mom. I'll need to sit to my child for a while now, but I'll still be looking out for the chat section. But it's just that my video may be turned off and my audio as well. So thank you, everyone. Good night, everyone.
All right, enjoy your evening, Dr.
Enjoy your
Chioma Joy
evening,
Okonkwo.
and you too.
I like the fact that I like the fact that joy is in your name. So you have
yeah.
made people joyful.
Yeah, I'm so it's an honor to do so. It's an honor. Right. Thank you to everyone who is expressing their gratitude and also their blessings.
So if you were not here when we started, this program has come to you courtesy of Nigerian Teachers. Nigerian Teachers is the world's most vibrant teachers community, and I have the privilege to lead the community. I'm Dr. Peter Gudru. I trained in England. My specialty is career management and, of course, coterminous areas that I also emphasize attitude change and product diffusion. So anything you're doing that you think requires the help of a career manager, feel free to reach out to me. You would have seen my phone number. You send a WhatsApp message. If you want to give me a call, call me in the evenings between 7 and 9 o'clock. If you have a teenager who is struggling to find his or her feet in Nigerian university and you want the child to get out of the country and get excellent education, we're here to help. I'm not always here, but while I'm here, I like to make life easy for teenagers and young adults who are in universities. And if you are already a university graduate, one skill you need to acquire will be publication skill. And in 7 days, we give you training that takes about 2 to 4 years to go through, and we help you to acquire certification in that area. And with that certification, you become a consultant, and people will start trusting you from around the world. And that's very easy. So don't sit down there and keep complaining about Nigeria. And now you have received almost for free. Some of you actually did get it for free. But next time, we don't hope that you get it for free. We are expecting that now that you have received, the next time you pay for yourself and pay for others. That is how these good things will go around so that we can benefit more people. God has blessed us, and that's why we're using the platforms we have to bless other people. So on that note, thank you for joining us. And if you are not a member of Nigerian Teachers, go there now and join and share the link to Nigerian Teachers. That will be facebook.com/group/Nigerian Teachers. Share that link to every teacher you know, every lecturer you know, every young person who is looking for job opportunities. We post job opportunities there, and we are doing it because we think that people shouldn't just pray and do nothing. Get into networks that will help you to get to where you need to be, and that's how God will bless all of us. So, if you have anything to say, you want to talk to me, I'll be here for 5 minutes more. You can unmute yourself and talk. I will be happy to respond to your questions. Dr. Wakarendu, UK, are you still in the house?
Hello, good evening, Dr. Peter.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening, Dr. Peter. Hello, good evening.
So whose voice am I hearing? Is it that of Tochi Wigne?
Yes.
Were you trying to say something?
Yes, sir.
Is that not Chimobi, Victor?
Yes, Victor, yes, sir.
Yeah, so what you want to say it on Monday, or you wait for us to give you the updates on your platform. You have a WhatsApp platform,
okay,
pass
sir.
on information there.
See,
that's
I
a
like
source
this
time.
spoil anything.
Okay, sir.
Full of action.
Look, I can see Nelly Grace. You're hiding yourself now. Once when you mention your name, you run away. Okay, thank you so much. So this is a real opportunity given to us. Yeah, so thank God for making it, giving us the opportunity to serve. All right, so we'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. About the time we started today, we'll also run for about 2 hours. No matter where you live in the world, I can see Emmanuel Ajibade. Emmanuel, I'm already giving you PhD, even when you haven't, acquired it. But that is an indication that, given the fantastic brain you have, you should probably start doing something about that. Do your master's and do your PhD. You're already in the UK, where education, system is such that you can get what you want, even while you're keeping your job. So I think about it, Emmanuel Ajibade. You work for Amazon? Yeah, you are there. How is your wife? How is Dr. Ajibade?
She's fine. She's in the US for a women's conference.
Wow, she's in the US now.
There is a Association of Women in Rheumatology conference. So she went during the week.
Yeah, you see what we mean. Once you get out of this country, this Nigeria, more opportunities begin to come. She was here at the University of University, the teaching hospital there. But when she felt she wasn't getting the kind of treatment she deserved, she decided to try her hands outside the country. And then she got a job in the UK, and the husband joined her. Both of them worked there. The husband, who is the person speaking with me and I, Emmanuel, works for Amazon, and the wife works for a trust in the UK. Now she is getting opportunities to travel to the US and develop her network and make money, and also find satisfaction in the job that she does. So if you would like that to happen for you and people in your family, especially teenagers who are bright, but Nigeria is wasting their time, contact me very quickly. We have a program that started this last Monday. We can accommodate teenagers who want to join us on Monday, but if they don't come in on Monday, then it means I have to wait maybe for another year when I might find opportunity to come back to Nigeria to do some other projects. So do it now so we can help you to get to where you're going to. And then if you're a young person or a teacher, you have benefited from this, let other people know that this is the calling that we have, and that God is providing us opportunities to serve. Okay, and we'll be happy to continue to be of benefit to everyone. And you Nigerian teachers, these things we do also, let's say thank you to us on the platform. It's not only when you have a complaint that you come to us, because this thing we are doing for you, when you pay for premium with 2,000 naira, and you just come there, you make it look like you paid a million. If you see you complain again, we just give you back the 2,000 you paid and say, don't want, because the reason why I've been asked to pay 2,000 is because we just wanted you to have some sense of commitment. The value of the service we bring to you is not 2,000 naira. Even this night, we have given some of you full 2,000 naira without knowing who you are. And we think that we should try and be more compassionate and generous towards other people. That's how also God will bless you. So let's not be thinking like the average teacher who worries so much about little things. When you spend money and it doesn't come back to you immediately, you think the world has ended. That's called scarcity mentality. Let's reach out, let's share. And this information you have now, tell people what you have benefited, what you have got this evening. Let them know that there's a place that has made it possible. Come and join. Let them get the information. Don't keep it to yourself. When you keep those things to yourself, they atrophy. They are not going to multiply and enhance the lives of others. If you're a parent and your child is benefiting from what we're doing, like the teenagers who are working with us, in only 1 week we have transformed their lives. They are better thinkers. They are seeing opportunities all over the world. They are on their way to America. Don't keep that to yourself. Let other parents know. And if they come to us within the next 48 hours, we'll be happy to have conversations with them and probably do a makeup class for them so that they will still be able to travel out of the country by next year. First by going through the training we're providing, writing the exams in October and November, and then we'll work with them to do the application so that they can travel to the US for great education that is available in that country. So don't know the truth and pretend that what you know is what is not what you know. Share it and work on it. Go get an action plan. Discipline. Before you go to bed, tell yourself what you're going to do. That's what I do. Without a plan, it's not going to work. You must both short, medium, and long-term plan. Implement now. You discover that if you didn't have a job, that's why you were even able to participate in this evening's program. Other things being equal, if you implement the idea this evening, you may not need the kind of things you're worrying about. Going to work for Federal Ministry of Finance won't liberate you. This is the kind of knowledge that liberates. Let's take advantage of it and get to where we would like to be. So on that note, if you like to talk to me, that's fine. Dr. Adeyi, are you still in the house? Okay. So on that note, we say bye-bye. Have a very good evening. Join us here again tomorrow evening to get more tools that will enable you to break the barriers that seem to be obstructing your way towards prosperity.